Coach, we're just about 4 miles off the shore of Lake Erie at New Era Field in Orchard Park, New York. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Baltimore Ravens and the Buffalo Bills. It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. This will be taken short. And a good return. He's across the 35-yard line, right around the 36. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Lucky 56. Gone. Detroit.
Now Jackson on 1st down. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down.
All right, now, lucky 56. Let's go.
Jackson. Flushed out right. Wide open receiver complete. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses because when you can have that type of a gain in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that'll open things up for you on the outside as well.
But that's where their big tight end, is so good, that middle third, the seam routes, the in routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kayvon Webster. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. But this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same. Baltimore with good starting field position as they come up 1st and 10. They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
It's coming now. Hey, here we go 47. Go, get out there.
Freeman again, a 1st down carry. Gave a glimpse of his quick feet and then taken down right at the 30. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
Here we go. 41's the whip.
On 2nd down, Freeman. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Chris Jones on the stop. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
Prescott to throw it. Caught left side, Hopkins. And he'll go down at the 28. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
So a good kick there to polish off the drive with 3 points.
Yeah, coaches always talk about finishing a drive with a kick. 2 of them give you points, either an extra point or, in this case, a field goal.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. The Bills getting set to go. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up 2nd down. Now Jackson on 2nd down. He's going to float this one deep right side. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete. And this pass defense, they were sensational in the win last week, and they're looking good here so far in this first quarter.
You know, we often talk about how offenses get locked in, and that runs over multiple games where they're really, in that zone. Defenses can be the exact same way, and I think we're seeing an example of it here.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion.
Detroit!
From the gun, it's Jackson. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Marcus Golden coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it'll be 4th down. To punt it away on 4th down, here's Drew Kaiser. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Just a 30-yard punt that time. And the Ravens set up well to begin their drive as it'll begin in enemy territory already. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to push your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
And he'll take it inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. It was Eric Reed in on the stop.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
A 2nd down throw for Prescott. That's complete to Taywan Taylor. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. First time these two have hooked up this afternoon, and it's a first down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Stepping up, he's going to keep it. Give him 4 yards there on the first down keeper.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
Second down, Prescott. Oh, Prescott stripped. And the Bills have recovered. Holding on to the football becoming a little bit of an issue. He had 2 fumbles last week, remember.
I played for a guy that used to talk all the time about creating turbulence in the pocket, making the quarterback jumpy, make him antsy, keep getting after him a little bit, and make sure he thinks about holding on to the ball because you're going after him.
After the fumble recovery, it's Jackson. Flush to his right. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course.
Though we've seen some good pressure defensively already here in the first quarter, here's another good example.
Second and 10 now from the 27.
Watch him now, Barney!
Second and 10. Here's Jackson again. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game. I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center.
Gun! All right, now, lucky 56. Detroit! Watch him now, Barney!
Here's Jackson on 3rd and long, escaping the pressure right. He's got his man. It's Williams. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. A pickup of 24 on the 3rd down conversion. And getting our first update now from Nashville, making a full 2-touchdown lead now for the Titans. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter about to get underway with the Bills in possession. And they've got it here with a first down. Jackson from the shotgun. Eluding the pressure right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Raekwon McMillan coming in hard on the blitz. He gets him down for a loss of 4. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is second and long.
Detroit!
To throw is Jackson. They complete it to Hill. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That one goes goes for 24 yards. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Jackson on 1st down. Flushed out right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Jonathan Hankins able to run him down for a loss of a yard. The sack cost him only a yard. It's 2nd and 11.
Detroit! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Now it's Jackson. Flush to his right. Going underneath for Gordon. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play. And that's going to make it 3rd down and 10. From the gun, Jackson escaping the pressure right. And Ingram holds it in. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down.
And there was absolutely zero pressure on the quarterback on that play. 3rd down, and he has all the time in the world to eventually find an open receiver for a 1st down pickup.
First trip to the red zone for the Bills. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 17.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And Hill with it over the middle. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a 1st down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Detroit!
1st and goal, Melvin Gordon. Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive.
And he takes it in across the chalk for a Bills touchdown. Melvin Gordon, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bills are in for 6. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
Here's Prater now set to kick it away. This will be taken very short. And now here come the Ravens. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that, because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, that's difficult for a team to handle.
Difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult on themselves on this drive. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a 1st down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Prescott now on 2nd down. And the Bills are going to get him as he goes down. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
And that one goes incomplete on the drop. That's one he definitely normally catches. 4th down. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better, got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
Yeah, here come the Bills. Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
They are. But with that last drive that culminated in a touchdown, I think they carry that confidence into this one. Doesn't matter where you start with the football now. They have to feel great about their opportunity.
They'll start on the ground. This is Gordon on first down. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play as we have reached the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. Back to Buffalo after this. The rush defense stout on first down. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Second down, here's Jackson, eluding the pressure right. Now, it got his man, complete. 30, the 20. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Tyreek Hill, 95 yards. And his guys get the quick strike touchdown. So from back deep in their own territory, all the way into the end zone. You think they expected to score on that one?
I'm not sure they expected to score, but they also show that they're not averse to taking a little bit of a risk there, right? Taking a chance, because the normal call is take care of the football, run it, be safe. Instead, they put it in the air and took a gamble, and it paid off in a big way. That wasn't an analytics call. That wasn't a fantasy guy's call. That was like a video game call right there.
It was a little bit of a video game call, but it worked. This will be taken short. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
Here we go, 40. Here we go, 46. Go, get out there. Switch, hey. 26.
On 1st and 10, Prescott. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
And now after the delay of game, they're operating behind the sticks, 2nd and 15.
Go, get out there, get out there. Hey, we're going right there, we're going right there. 26.
After the penalty, here's Freeman. Good move at the 30. And he powers his way up past the 30. That'll get them some of what they needed, but they're still left here with a 3rd and 9 forthcoming.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
On 3rd down, it's Prescott. He's letting this one go for Fuller. So they took a shot there on 3rd down, couldn't get it. Now it's 4th.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Yeah, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
Lucky 56. Gone.
Throwing on 1st down, it's Jackson. Buying time to his left. Now he's going to throw deep back over the middle. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Reed. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. Keep in mind, he had the 3-interception game last week, so we requested to talk with him this week. He was all smiles. He's still all smile.
46.
Yeah, we didn't jinx him at all, did we?
No.
Because ordinarily that happens. Things fall off, but not in this case. I think a lot of it goes back to his technique. His ability to see the quarterback throw the ball while understanding where the receiver is running his route allows him to make a lot of plays on the football, and he's taking it away at a really high rate.
And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. A gain of 39 that time.
As we continue to advance in the NFL, as people continue to scout players, they really don't care as much about body types as they care about those guys who can make people miss, run through tackles, and gain all that additional run after catch. Anybody who has that ability, they want them on their team.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll run here with Freeman. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore. Devontae Freeman as the first half is winding down. And the Ravens draw a bit closer. Well, this could be a big turnaround. They get the touchdown here in the final moments of the second quarter. And remember, Charles, they're going to get the ball to start quarter number 3 as well. So what you're saying is if they take the ball down to start the second half and score again, it could change the entire complexion of this game, couldn't it? Absolutely. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Now the Bills offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Final 17 seconds of the half here as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Now he's going to throw deep right side. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Tyrell Williams was the intended target, and that'll bring up 2nd down. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Jackson. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
And indeed, that's what they'll do as they run it here. So we've reached half. And we will skip the highlight show this week. Get right back to this Week 3 matchup. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Bills with the lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out come the Ravens now. They'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. To throw is Prescott. Throw left side complete. That's Hopkins. And all the way down to the 24-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. And even 50 yards. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And some room to roam now. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Devontae Freeman with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Ravens are in for 6. Myers connects on the PAT, and it's now 17-14. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. So here's the Bills offense now. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting.
And that's caught inside the 30. And they're going to have this in a great spot way down in Baltimore territory. A big play here for Buffalo. 65 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone.
Detroit! Detroit!
From the red zone now, here's Jackson on first down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Four down, check, four down. All right, now, lucky 56, lucky 56.
To throw again, Jackson. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by the linebacker, Demario Davis. And the return will stop him well inside their own 20 at the 15-yard line.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
47. We go 47. Go, get out there. 26.
The drive will start with a carry by Devontae Freeman. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20. Play action now. Prescott. Throwing the out route, incomplete. That's Hopkins. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. The Ravens on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 4. Throwing. Prescott. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Derek Barnett in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year.
Now, that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. That's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
Now the Bills offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he couldn't hang on. Would have been their 4th pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22.
Over!
Jackson now on 2nd and 10. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. LaMarcus Joyner in there with pressure yet again, and that's the 7th time they've dropped him here this afternoon.
Leopard! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Detroit!
Throwing on 3rd and long. Jackson forced out to his left. Now he's going to let it go deep left side. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just 1 target in the first half. Incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target in the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him, though. Find him.
Good blocking there. Nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field.
They were forced to punt last time, and I doubt sincerely that they'll have to punt here because they're gifted with terrific field position.
I don't even want to think about the idea that they would end up punting starting with this type of field position. Neither do they. Great starting spot, great opportunity to run your full playbook. They want to take a shot here, they can go ahead and do it.
26. We'll go 47. 26.
They'll run with Freeman here to begin the drive. And he's going to take this one up only to about the 44-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Prescott from the gun. Caught left side Hopkins. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
The Ravens on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4.
47. Hey, switch. 26.
Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10. After the interception, here's Jackson. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. This home crowd, they're happy with that call.
I like the way you said happy there, right? The so-called good guys didn't get a call. They feel like it's been that way all afternoon. You feeling their pain?
They finally got one.
Yes, they did.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Gun! Watch him now, Barney! Detroit! Gun!
They'll throw on 1st down with Jackson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jonathan Hankins in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. From the gun, it's Jackson. Open man right side is Ingram. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. That one goes for 24 yards. This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Here's Jackson to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And fortunately, the Bills jump on it and get it back.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Detroit!
Now Jackson on 2nd down. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by the linebacker, Demario Davis. And he'll be stopped shy of the 15 at the 14-yard line on the return.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
They toss to Freeman. Trying to turn the corner, but they string him out and stop him at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. The rush defense stout on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Again, they'll run with Freeman. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
And this is why the head coach gets paid the big bucks. Look at where they are in this situation, partner. Do you throw the ball here in a long-distance situation? Do you run it again and trust your defense and make sure you take care of the ball and punt it away? What kind of options do you have here, and what do you trust more on your team?
Yeah, they may have just pushed him back into that throwing situation. We'll see.
Gun. You go 46. 46. Gun. 26.
Prescott from the gun on 3rd. And that is incomplete. Well, too much oomph, too much mustard there on that pass.
They really turned it loose, didn't they? Really cut loose with that one. Sharp, strong. Didn't lead to a completion, though. Made it very difficult.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Fielded just inside the 30.
Whoosh.
We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch.
Hurry up, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Marcus Golden in there to get him his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
Gun! Detroit! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Here's Jackson. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Jordan Willis in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Jackson from the shotgun. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but the other team doesn't get it. That's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession.
And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Here we go, 46. Here you go. 26.
2nd down, Prescott. Hopkins on the grab over the middle. And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or
better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Then he hits his man, Matthews. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A big gain of 31 on 3rd down. The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10.
Here we go, 46. Here we go, get out, let's go, get out, get out. Go, get out there, 26.
Now Freeman, he's been busy today. And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Now, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
A 2nd down throw for Prescott. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Eric Reed, the former LSU Tiger, making the play on the defensive side.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down.
Here we go, 46. Here we go, 47. 26.
From the shotgun, it's Prescott being chased out left. He may try and run for this. The decision to tuck and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's 4th.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. The Ravens send their punter out now. He's been terrific so far. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. The Bills offense coming out, ready to take over. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
He's back to throw. Throw left side taken in by Hill. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a first down. This quarterback now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. First and 10.
Watching that, Barney. Detroit. All right, now, lucky 56.
Back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And all of a sudden they're knocking on the door inside Baltimore's 10. A big play here for the Bills. 59 yards. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on first and goal. Now the handoff comes to Gordon. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. And now the Raven defense going to call a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Now from the 9, here's second and goal.
Gun! All right, now, lucky 56.
They'll give it to him up the middle. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. And now the Ravens are going to take another timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. They've been stuffed twice here for losses. Now it's third and goal.
Lucky 56. Detroit!
He'll look to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his first NFL sack. And Prater's kick is on the money. It's good. And that will tie this game here in the final minute of play. I tell you, the life of a kicker. He has not been called on the entire game. He's over there by the net, but they send him out here in the 4th quarter and say, hey, go tie the game, will you? And guess what? He comes through.
I just don't know how they do it. I really don't. These cats are a different breed from you and me. That's a pressure kick, but that one was never in doubt.
And the Ravens taking the field. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play. But if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
And now the Bills are going to stop it as they call a timeout. As the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining. The Ravens on third down. Just 1 conversion in 8 tries. Not good. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Now flags come in. I think one of the Ravens got going a little early. And a manageable third down becomes a lot less manageable. 3rd and 7 after the false start. They'll run it now out of the gun. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave them with a 4th down. Now the Bills will take another timeout as they'll stop him with 13 seconds left to play. The Ravens send their punter out now as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. The Bills offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. A tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that's caught inside the 35. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. Back onto the field now comes the Bills offense. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be 2nd down.
And we have to give credit to him for buying time and extending the play. But you know, there's some really upset defenders on that one. They thought that they had him. Instead, he was coated in Teflon and got away.
On 2nd down, they'll run with Gordon. I don't want to overhype it, but this is a big early season game, especially an overtime win. That could give you a big boost going forward in the season.
It certainly can, and I don't think you're overhyping it because cliches go out the window when you start to play overtime. And you're right, the winner of this game now, that's an extra boost moving forward. And it actually is an extra hurt for the team that loses because normally you shake it off. But in this situation, it lingers a little bit longer.
Steps away to his left. And going deep for Hill. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kayvon Webster. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. A costly mistake here at OT.
And you know what they say, when you throw an interception like that in overtime, you don't usually get a chance to throw a second one. I mean, I'm not sure the analytics on it. Let's ask Marvin, our statistician, to ring that down for us. That's typically how coaches and teams feel about it. If you throw one, you likely cost yourself the game.
A 20th carry now for Devontae Freeman. He'll get about 4 as he's past the 35 to the 38-yard line.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Kill. Here we go, 47. 26.
Freeman again. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. And what can Prescott do in the OT? And he's got the completion to Hopkins. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 12 yards to pick up there. Good for a Raven first. Prescott now 9 of 15 throwing the ball, 60%, and it's 1st and 10. A handoff, Devontae Freeman. And he'll take it across midfield and into Buffalo territory. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now a handoff. It's Freeman. And he's going to be met at about the 43. 2 minutes to go here in overtime. We'll be back after this. The Ravens on 3rd down. Just a 20% success rate at 2 of 10. This is 3rd and 4. Prescott to throw it. Open man is Uzama. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down. The Ravens moving quickly here as the clock runs.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
So on now comes the kicker. It's Jason Myers. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. It's a 58-yard attempt. And this is off target to the left. Didn't get there anyway. It's no good. And that changes everything here in OT. Well, when you get that ball in OT, that's not the chance you envision. And the long field goal attempt here winds up lacking.
And you don't want to hang too much of this on your kicker, but he's going to leave you in a tough spot as well because you give your opponents excellent field position to start their first drive.
They'll start the drive with a run by Gordon. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
They keep it on the ground. Again, Gordon. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 3.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
The Bills on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3.
Lucky 56. Lucky 56.
From the gun, Jackson. And Ingram hauls it in. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. And they pick up 25 as they convert on 3rd. And on that last play there, he's over 400 yards passing now.
You know what that generally means?
Success.
That, and it means you really didn't miss opportunities. Usually very accurate. The ball's getting to the right place. Guys are making yardage after the catch to help you out that way. I mean, the whole team has picked it up. And don't forget, that means the offensive line has had to pass protect pretty well, too.
Yeah, everyone dialed in. And now the Ravens are going to take another timeout. They'll be left with just one remaining here at OT. And he just clocked it. But the clock wasn't even moving. Well, that's one you don't see very often, a wasted down. So here's the veteran kicker, Matt Prater. This to win it in overtime. And he got it. The kick is good. In overtime, he's able to split the uprights. Well, we thought this game would be a good one. It did not